Bed Wars. This is how they go into Bed Wars with a jam.
Going over his personal list. So we did that, and that was really helpful. And just because he does take like daily medication and things like that over the counter, but still, just so he knows. So I mean, that could be something that maybe we can send out to the families too, right? Or just remind them to look at their a list like that. I thought it was helpful.
Yeah, for sure. For the weekend, and we could look at incorporating some of that as free activities to what we'll do there. Right, we were looking at having some activities for scouts on Saturday, but also some demonstrations of setting up a tent, campsite, how to do some basic camp stuff, like doing a dump cake in a Dutch oven, cleaning up using the 3-bucket method, and could also do knot tying, some basic first aid, that sort of stuff. For all that, in order to be more outdoor conscious, conservation conscious, we want the scouts to bring their own water bottle. Again, we have access to clean water out there. And then, depending on who shows up, if we can try and do a den by den thing, like we did at the fall camp out for meal prep and cleanup, I think that would be good.
Sure we do, but do we have water jugs that we can fill up from the water source for them to dispense their water? Because usually those water sources at campsites seem to be a little high pressure, especially for the younger scouts.
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 like igloo cylinder coolers that we can fill up and bring back for sure.
Alright, awesome.
Yeah. For a basic weekend plan layout, again, these are just places to start from. I'm just going to try and run through this quickly and then we can go back. Because again, I do apologize, I haven't heard out at 7. I have another scout meeting I need to get to. Friday, like we talked about, set up camp, have group snack time. So let's probably Cracker Barrel or just group snack. Everybody brings something. Families will be responsible for their own supper. Again, just in consideration of people getting out of work, being able to get there at different times, so that we don't have to worry about having a meal at 6:30 and then everybody being there on time for dinner. I figured putting out, I don't know, anytime between 9 and 10, whatever we decide on as a group. Saturday, for meals, maybe do pancakes, cookies, some fruit. During breakfast, with that captain lines, go over the safety things that we need to go over, like ice and stuff, and staying on trails when we go on hikes. Especially if we get near the cliffs, leave no trace, outdoor code, that sort of stuff. Late morning, we can do a campsite demonstration, at least for the adults, and maybe have kids go on a hike with several adult leaders during that time. There are some really great hiking trails, and they can go and see like the mounds that are on site there. Hot dogs good. Probably have breakfast going by 7, eat at 8, so then late morning go and do those activities. Either after or before that, do build your own trail mix. I did that about 2 years ago. Maybe not dump everything in one bowl. I just bring that up because I know my son had a problem with that, but if we want to dump in one bowl and just scoop out, we can deal.
I think that's a good idea.
Because then also, if you're doing build your own and everything's separate, you don't have to worry so much about food allergies.
Yeah, I was going to say food allergies, and then even if you don't use it all, then you can save it for later, which I feel like if you make a big bowl, you might not be able to save that for later. So yeah.
I also have a couple grandkids that their travel expenses
Okay, let's bring some M&Ms.
Mixing them and talking about what you're putting in there, and then just dole it out. That kind of evenly lines out.
Yeah, I would say like at least pick 3, like trail mix, pick 3 or more, right? Like so that you're like, wait, this don't just do it, whatever, you know. And we could even talk about the importance of it, right? Like I know people might have allergies, but like, hey, if you have nuts in there, okay, that's a good source of protein or whatever, so that they kind of get, you know, it's nutritious and things like that. I think would be a good idea.
That could definitely get worked in as part of that.
I could try to do something like that, Chris. Like I could try to come up with a poster or whatever.
Awesome.
Is the pack getting all the stuff for the trail mix, or should we be asking everybody that comes to bring something to contribute?
I personally would. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm fine either way. 2 years ago we did it as part of the budget for the week of that.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
You know, as long as we can fit it in, I'm fine with doing that. And if it, I think we'll be able to. If it ends up we can't, then we can ask people to bring something for it.
Chris, I'm so sorry. I have to hop off. I will take a picture and send it to you. It's interesting because Charles, his last week at school or the week before the last week, whatever it was, they must have done like a camping week, and I got all these like really cool camping like iPod and fill in the letters for Burbank, all related to camping. So I was gonna make some picture like photocopies and I can bring some crayons and stuff. It's just like a kind of activity that they can do in downtime.
Sure. Well, that is. Thank you.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna hop off. So thanks so much, everyone. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks, Debbie.
Yep. Bye.
Enjoy.
That's Roy, I know.
Alright, so yeah, I can set up activity. If we do that, we'll try and add late morning activity with 85 miles, okay, then, you know, we can have lunch by noonish. Sandwiches and individual chip bags might be good, some to-go fresh fruit. We should probably allow some time after lunch for cleanup. We stop for the trail mix. And, you know, we can either try another activity or just let them have a little extra downtime. A little non-time. Scott certainly need to be learning those, especially like we go into AOL. Because as they go into the troop or that first skill, they need to know knots. Which might just be a fail on my part. Saturday night, campfire, I figure that we can do skits, but, you know, maybe from a selection, a pre-approved selection. And I'm doing copies of that already.
You know what? Am I doing an hour skit for you?
I don't want anybody doing an hour skit, my son included. Just, I appreciate the creativity. There are a lot of good skits already out there. Maybe we delay that trip to the observation tower or goes to the playground by the tower for those who don't want to go up. It is a really neat view. Do a fire safety demo. I think that would be great when we're getting the cooking fire started. One thought for supper was restaurant hot dogs over the fire, but you know, have somebody on standby for when somebody drops it in. Or drops the stick and all of a sudden now you have a hash dog. And you know, maybe do some pasta salad or something. Or just chips. Or just no chips.
Watch it.
For supper. During cleanup, we could just get the sports equipment from just the basement, put it out into that little area, in that play area, and just let kids decompress a little bit. I did have a question if we wanted to try and do something with the renovation service. I can explain why I thought it Sunday, I had come up with something before the fall came out, and Sunday morning we were just all wanting to get out and get going. So if we want to do that, I think it kind of needs to be Saturday night. But after something, like I said, maybe just have some free time, some skip practice until right when we do fireball. Do some time for skips, to scout for Spurs to close up the fireball, maybe around 9, and then lights out again sometime between 9 and 10. Sunday, easy, 7 a.m., get up, grab a good breakfast, which could be anything from cinnamon rolls, muffins, grab a good fruit, whatever. Have that ready by 8, and then do kind of clean up the police and the campsite by 9, get out there by 10.
I don't have it going.
So, off of that, then I started to get some needs in a grocery list, but as far as this goes, any thoughts? Chris, that's a really stupid idea. We should do this instead. I like that idea, but let's also do this. Anything?
Everything's stupid.
So, thank you, Roy. Where can you go from there?
Yes, I know it was Roy.
Yeah, it looks good. So something that we could add in there would be some sort of interfaith service.
Yeah.
Usually,
that was the...
You can usually do that in the evening, either around a campfire or before. There you go.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, was interfaith.
Yeah. Yeah, and that way, the kids can kind of put it together, or there's a ton of pre-existing things out there, and I think they're geared for younger kids too. So, the reminder is oftentimes some of these kids are not exposed to any kind of religion. So the interfaith service keeps it neutral.
Yep. And, I understand that even in our pack we have non-practicing members, which, as long as it's working for your family, cool. But there is that duty to God aspect of scouts that we need to get at. So, yep, some kind of interfaith service, which, David, if you're willing to take that on, I will gladly take you up on that. If you need...
Yeah, I can get something put together. The constructive criticism I have is maybe, and this might fall under the scout skills, but I do feel by doing condoms for dinner, we are passing up on an opportunity to allow the people in ALS to do their knife skills that they need for their advancements. Well, I can't speak for Kayla, and at least 3 of the ALS will not be there. And so my plan is you're right, they do have that stuff, so my plan is to work on that over the summer. We're going to try and put together an event to do some of that stuff. So,
And I think that is more of something I would prefer in a better controlled environment, such as at the fall camp where we're inside a building, and not working on a rocky picnic table. That's my thoughts when it comes to having people use knives.
So you think the knife table? Yeah, so real nice inside. Yeah.
I think we can try it.
And I agree, that is a great idea, and that's why we had scouts, specifically the Anglos and ALS, to do that at 4 p.m. Which I think the Kayla's point, they do not have any contact with uneven surfaces, much wind, any of that. If there are some there, we can work them in on helping. I'm sure we can find a way.
Well, one option would be the weeblos and arrow lights if we're doing, for example, apples at lunch. They can help pop apple slices.
There you go.
Yep. We can cut a banana in half or something.
Another thing we could do, since we mentioned one of the scout illustrations being like a dump cake cobbler, I've done it before with like fresh fruit, so then they could do different kind of skills, fresh fruit or the dump cake cobbler. Just another way we could implement that.
I think we did that when I went through the, yeah, possibly. Just gonna try and get it, so.
This is gonna be my only, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, I apologize. I don't know what our budget for food is, but I do know like strawberries and raspberries and stuff like that are not the cheapest things to buy right now.
Out of season.
But again, I'm just being a Debbie Downer, so ignore me.
No, I mean, we do need to be budget conscious. Always. But, yeah, yeah. So, okay, is if we do two, we can still have one that does not depend upon the skills of Boy Scouts, just in case something goes completely sideways. Like, it gets dumped on the floor after everything's cut up. I know I've never had Boy Scouts, they would never accidentally trip and dump everything into the dirt, but, you know, be prepared. Alright, any other feedback?
No, it would be with supper, right?
Yes, that'd be like dessert, as long as we actually put enough coals on it this time.
Well, if
Yeah. Just think. No cakes, we didn't very well. We did a ham, used every bit of them. You know, to me, that's what it's, trying to teach parents. Kids look bad, yeah, fine. But I think that's what we're trying to teach parents, don't look bad. That knows something to do. But,
just to think about when it's more because I've been in the bus with kids for the past couple of weeks since school's ending. A lot of them are antsy and they are around their friends. They just want to play. They haven't seen any of them. Maybe about 2 weeks since a lot of them have seen each other. So we're as adults have to be flexible with this. I love this schedule, but at the same time, if the kids are happy playing, why ruin a happy day? I do understand. I do want to get everybody's in a good way. I want to get a band board to, hey, let's all go on a hike. We can burn energy while we're learning. But if we're forcing kids to sit down and be like, hey, everybody else is gonna go play while these kids are doing this activity or whatnot, I think we have to also be conscious of what the kids are doing.
yeah, no, for sure. I think if this were all in order, there'd probably be overlapping things. Yeah. For that reason, we just need some flexibility on their energy level as well as just, even if everyone's doing the same thing, if, like you say, Caleb, they are tired all of a sudden, we need to be able to pivot, do something else. Because, like I said at the beginning, the last thing I want to do is make this a miserable experience for these scouts, especially ones whose first outdoor camping experience is this.
I agree.
Alright, any other feedback on the general?
Hi, yeah. My first name's Donald, but I go by Matt.
Okay. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you for joining. Do you have any feedback?
We're just going to be there Friday night and mid-morning on Saturday. No feedback. Pretty important.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Alright. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not ignoring anyone, so thank you. Not trying to put you on the spot. I'm trying to make sure everyone has a chance for feedback. So thank you. Alright, with the time remaining, if that general activity layout is fine, then I just want to quickly go through and see if I'm missing anything on equipment needs, and then start the grocery list. So, like I said, we need to consolidate inventory with the camping gear in the shed. We literally have like 8 or 10 totes full of tinfoil, paper plates, whatever, utensils, and there's a lot of redundancies that we need to try and collapse down. I was planning on trying to get out there this weekend to try and go through that at least. I think we have stoves in the patrol boxes we have. We got 2 from a troop that pulled it. But if we have the troop trailer, they're not Blackstones, I don't think, but, you know, they're flat top grills. And those are very nice. So we have those kind of griddle stovetop, or the Blackstone type. Sorry, my brain is short-circuiting. But those.
They would be good for making pancakes.
Yes, that's where I was trying to lead into. Because we need a lot of open space, and the quicker we can get those done, the better. Kids would be great, like the younger kids would be great to help mix that stuff. Maybe not to actually flip them, just because we don't want blackened pancakes. Dutch ovens, if we're going to do 3, we need to get 3 of those. The pack does not have any. The True might.
We have one. The Green family has one.
Okay. And I have some liners, so I can bring those so that they have this here.
I can also bring a camp stove to have a coffee pot in my nonstop.
Thank you. Sounds good. That is good.
Thank you. And kids.
I've got it. Okay. Thank you, Roy. Then I can get one we can cook a Cub Scout in. But dear Lord, 2 people to carry it.
I feel like that looks like a witch's cauldron.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had to say goblet. I knew that wasn't right.
Volunteer Madness tribute.
That's, since I would like to do a cleaning demo at some point during this, if anyone has mess kits, they can bring them. But otherwise, like I say, I think we have plenty of paper products. And the other part of bringing these, again, like something that was not really highly pointed out when I was a youth in Scouts, the outdoor code, and just more of a conservation mindedness is now more prevalent in Scouts. So for that reason, if folks have mess kits, I figure we encourage them to bring that. And then keeping in mind 2 years ago and the rain that happened like all of Saturday from like 11 until 6 or something, everyone who had a pop-up awning that year ended up using it. So if you have one, let's bring it. I'm going to. I know the pack has one. We'll bring that because, yeah, we ended up just making a big U of those around the entire campsite 2 years ago. which was actually really nice. Everybody kept it pretty dry. Any other big equipment needs that I'm not thinking of?
Based on what the weather's showing, maybe get a can or two of sunscreen. Or two.
That sunscreen should be in their backpack.
It should be, but
That's a learning opportunity, David. I would put that on the individual list as something each person brings for themselves. That
Bug
should not be
spray
a pack
and
loss.
bug spray and
That-
sunscreen should be
Yeah,
at
should be
the
part of their
families.
Scout 6 or 10, which if everyone brings that along, which I would also like to encourage them to, that should be in there.
Yep.
That is true. Which then, if enough people bring that, then they can probably borrow some. I do like the idea, David. But yeah, to Ryan Kayla's point, we should have enough to share. Anything else, equipment needs wise?
Yes, knives and spatulas for flipping pancakes. If you have weenie roasters, bring weenie roasters / marshmallow sticks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think my family for Friday night, if we can get a good fire going, might do pudgy pies. So if anybody else wants pudgy pies, let me know. I'll bring enough.
Sure. Any of those sorts of things, that's a good call out. For the cooking utensils, if the pack doesn't have enough, if we're able to get the troop trailer, then we should be covered. Which again, as long as they're not camping, I think they'll be willing to loan it to us. If there's anything else, equipment-wise, let me know. Otherwise, if I started a grocery list, so like Porky's pancake mix, I know that we had a giant bag 2 years ago, but I don't know if that's still good.
I mean, technically, no. It expired this past December.
Okay, so
But it was unopened. So
we could get new. It would
I know
probably,
that
yeah,
that pancake mix was $5.97 at Costco or at Sam's Club. We just picked it up for my work yesterday, and it's still $5.95 for that big thing. Whereas a box of Mrs. Buttersworth pancake mix is for just that small box at a store, $6 something.
yeah. Alright, breakfast fruit, is that a good enough descriptor, or do we want to get more specific with that?
Are we going like apples, bananas, and oranges, or?
Whatever is available and not too expensive, I figure.
Okay, because I know cuties you can get a huge bag of. Those are always easy to peel.
Yeah.
Right now, Chris, the fire danger in that area is moderate,
Thank you.
according to the Wisconsin chart. So we're going to have to watch that because that may keep us from building fires. And then everything will have to be done on the stove, but you can still roast a weenie over a stove and all that. So
Yeah. What, Dutch ovens? I think the troop has a table that would keep that up off the ground. Is that, if they do, is that something we can, like, could we still do?
That's charcoal. That's like
Yeah.
grilling. So I believe that that's allowed. We have those tins. I believe they were called fire rings that you guys used at Blue training.
The pig
cow pans.
cow
That
pans?
Yeah, we have 2 of those here at my house. So that's how we were doing Dutch ovens in our backyard.
Awesome. Okay. So that would draw pins. Yeah. Danger. Okay. Cool.
Do we know the kind of charcoal you bought for the fall camp was not the correct type, if I'm not mistaken? Do we know what type of charcoal we need?
I think the kind I brought might have had the lighter fluid already doused in it.
Oh,
And it's probably just not that.
you can use that. You can throw some of that in there, but it should be mixed with regular charcoal because the stuff with the goat juice built into it burns really fast. Yeah, and it doesn't hold together very well. So, I mean, you should have mostly regular charcoal and throw some of the lighter fluid stuff in it if you want, or just, you know, does the pack have the chimneys for starting?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The green
We have one like the green.
Okay. If you have one and you can bring it, awesome. Redundancy is not a bad thing.
I have one that you can throw 20 pounds in and do that at a time.
Right.
That might be.
Yeah. So utensils to help with this, but for lunch, if we do just sandwiches, bread, sliced cheese, deli meat, some veggies that we can